find out his gamer tag, join a game that he has, just try it. So what I do, controlled a server of 60 people, like on Ark, 2 years before it actually went out to Xbox. I played it on PC. So I haven't uploaded the videos yet, but they there's just one guy named Rick Grimes. Literally, that's his tag, is Rick Grimes, picture and everything. We're kind of a friendly relationship. This is a long story. But basically, we were allies when Ark first started. I led a tribe of about 30. Most of them just logged on and logged off, and I just didn't care who I took in. You know what Ark is, right? It's a game where you can tame and ride dinosaurs. It's like Call of Duty with it's like Minecraft with Call of Duty graphics, and you can build bases and raid other people and stuff, like Clash of Clans. Anyways, so I really want to go into the story. Don't fall over, stupid trailer. Oh, shoot. Come on. I'm trying to connect to the trailer, but it won't connect. There we go. Anyways. So we were allies. And, we, for a while, kind of watched. We joined another server. And I, and joined his tribe. So, this was like a year later. But basically there's this one guy, first story, okay? There's this one guy, gets into my base, I log in one day, see him in my base, I'm like, he's stuff on him, and he's like, what the heck are you doing? If you want something, just ask for it, I'll give it to you, I don't want the game. So, turns out his name is Salty Bastard, so, he, decides to, I take all the stuff out of him and I try to put him in a cage so that he can't escape. Wakes up, takes some oil, runs off. So, I told him in Global, I was like, I will find you, and I will kill you. And didn't really care. And no, and so, that's what's nice about PC gaming is you can like talk to people. You don't have to. You can type at people. You don't have to like. In Xbox, you gotta track them down and then, hey, and then you get kicked from the party. You're, hey, it's like something stupid. But, anyways, I was like, I will find you, and kill you, and so one day. One of the guys joined, I find one of his sleeping bags, because he rates everyone in the server, and, I talked to one guy, and he's like, yeah, I know what tribe he's leading, and I'm like, really? I'm like, do you know where their base is? And he's like, yeah, somewhere in, like, the northeastern quadrant of the map, 1/4 of the map. So, me and a couple guys go on Sabers, we, scoured the map for this base location name. One of my guys finds it, decides to walk up to the door, start talking to one of the guys. I was like, come on, let's let's scope this out and everything. But I was like, all right, whatever. They're just players. They're noobs. So whatever. I was like, all right. So I walked, start talking to the guy, and turns out the guy is black in real life, has a white character. Salty is white in real life, has a black character. So as you imagine how that would go. I told him that I would offer him protection tribe. So in turn he joined my tribe, and I was like, wait, first of all, we're gonna do something with the privileges that you currently have. So we unclaim all his dinos, everything that he's tamed, or they have tamed, or whoever it was. It might have been just the other guy, but I don't know, whatever. It's still his dinos that we're taking. But unclaim all his dinos that he spent time knocking out, taming, and leveling up. And then I reclaim them all as mine. Go into his base, take all his, put it all his stuff on his dinos that I just claimed. Then one of my guys on a T-Rex finds Salty, hit him between some spikes, and then he's like, he accidentally like killed him. I was like, aw, man. And I was like, alright, it's cool. Like, no big deal. I'm gonna drag him back to my base and put him in a cage and say, told you I'd find you. But that didn't really play out since one of the guys ate him. I wasn't really upset about it because it's just a game. So, then he's like, wait a second, because after like we finished leveling his entire base, he's like, he's got a second base. I'm like, really? So we go to the next base. We completely demolish the thing, level everything, take everything that we can that our carry weight will allow. And he's like, he's got a bed as well, just in case anything happens. So we go and we destroy that. And lo and behold, we're logged into the server again. So I sent him a message on Steam. I said, told you I'd find you. And he said he didn't care, but I'm sure he cared. So that's the first story. Second story. Oh man. Second story. Rick Grimes, buddy of mine. Kind of have some feuds back and forth. But anyways, I joined. He's the alpha tribe on the server. The way they have it run is the way they have it run is there are three alpha tribes on the server, and all of these tribes that happen to have the most people in it and the biggest bases on the server because they probably started first. They like make up the rules per se. I don't know. So I wasn't really. I was like, okay, well I followed Rick's, whatever his rules were, which were no guns and whatnot policy. So one day, it isn't, and so one day. The Chinese, quote unquote, the Chinese start raiding us, which are people who log on at 1 AM or whatnot, and will level bases in 30 minutes. And no, they level. Yeah, and that's the time differences are huge, especially in Ark. Because if you're logged offline, your base is up to your turrets or whoever's online at the time. So. These guys kept changing their Steam profile names every hour, so we didn't know who they were, and we couldn't really find them, so it was so anyways, I decide I'm going to create a backup hatch, because if we get raided, backup weapons, we get raided, anything to attack back with. So I decided to make an underwater base with some explosives and stuff, and RPG stuff. Rick likes to keep all the explosives and stuff in a little metal base in the center. So I said if we got raided there, then we wouldn't have anything to retaliate with. So Rick is out on a diving run and finds me. He gets mad and kicks me from the tribe. So I am without a tribe on my own. I start building next to him because I knew that we would get over this little tiff that we had because we had it before. When I went to raid Salty, he actually said that he was going to go raid Salty for me. He was angry because I had already leveled both of his bases. So, but he didn't attack or anything like that. But so I thought, you know, we'd get over it, but he wanted me to move farther, so I agreed. Even though I was the one kicked, you know, it's kind of controlling. But so, you know, after getting kicked from the tribe, there's this one guy that part of another tribe. His name is Skis, and he is part of the Dark Brotherhood or something like that. So one second. He tells. Oh, by the way, at a Burger Shack, one of the guys, like, you can make custom recipes in the game, build your stamina or something like that. He had a Burger Shack, but on the bottom level of the Burger Shack and the upstairs, no one. There's cages. He tortured a bunch of people up there, so I wasn't really okay with that. Especially when they started playing, the people that were getting tortured started playing the Barney songs and whatnot. That's kind of funny. Barney songs over the radio, over the mic. I don't know why, but weird stuff. Anyways, so I ask Keys. I start taking in my own tribe. Turns out the enemies of the server, because they're the only ones that are left to take in because anyway, Rick literally will message the second I was talking to one guy, he got a message from Rick. He's like, "Who's Rick? Why is Rick messaging?" Like, it says that Rick has a farm request, you know, right when I sent him accept farm request. So he's very he's like, don't accept Batman. He's like a traitor, like bad mouthing me. So then rethink or not, that type of deal. So I looking on the enemy server. Please don't be shooting. Hang on. Wait, what was that? Yeah, true. So we paired up, and so okay. Oh, it's already smoking. Crap. I was already smoking a little bit. I'm not gonna make it. There's no freaking way I'm gonna make it. Already smoking. The more you use it, it keeps falling. Anyways, so with Skis, started talking to Skis, and he decided to me as well. And like I found gunpowder and everything, and like, you know, one of the guys was making it for something else, and so they're kind of jerks. So he made me permanently kill on sight. So I asked him if there was anything I could do to get off of that. He said no, not until you leave the server. And I'm like, well, that then I'm gonna become. So I did. Occasionally, for a little bit of time, I would. I ran up to people, knocked them over the head, took their killed them. So they got upset and they would like talk about it. So, anyways, I had only myself to rely on really through all the people that I allied with. Left the server, like they just came back for like being salty, like every time. You know, types that had raided and went to another server type of deal. So, but because of the first story, I actually got and I convinced the guy to tell you this, but I had like 2 doors getting into my base, and the guy that raided me had to bring 8 Argentine flying things just to raid me. I was like on a cliff thing, and so he raided me, and he said it was because one guy who was a who actually decided to put a picture of a girl as his profile picture and called himself Julia. Almost made it. Wait, it's right there. Decided to call himself Julia. So I was like, all right. He just made some sexual reference to one of the girls that was playing or something, some comment, which is a bunch of bullcrap. But I mean, I could see it coming from him. He could, but so I was like, all right, well, you should have at least talked to me first before you raided me, and we could have worked this out. And so he kind of felt bad, and he actually ended up saying he was going to tame a 120 Argentavis for me, or he was going to. He actually ended up giving me like 4,000 metal. Like, not all my stuff back, but I convinced him enough to give me, you know, something back, because it wasn't really a just raid. So I don't know, I'm good at like talking to people and working stuff out. So maybe it's because my dad's a pastor. I don't know. I go to psychologists and stuff. But so how am I tying this in? So after I got raided, I stayed on the server, and everyone's like all like antsy. They're like, why is he still on the server? Why doesn't he just leave and go to another server? Like, why would I leave to go to another server? I haven't leveled up my character. There's no reason why. It's just a game, guys. So everyone was freaking out. Same thing with this. I stay on the server. I stay on the server when I find a server. Unless my friends are on another server or they want me to go to another server or something. So, since I was kill on site, I'm like, I'm not on this server. So, what I do, I take a boat and I just head rafts. Drive out to the corner of the map, out in the water where no one can touch me. Right at the barrier. I start talking global. First thing I say is Revelation, what is it? It's like, and I saw on a horse Hades or like Death riding close behind, something like that. And I just said that, and then and everyone kept talking, so then I repeated it again. I mean, I recorded most of this too, but it's on my computer. Just haven't uploaded it to YouTube. And, you know, one of the girls that leads this one tribe called Jordan's Bitches, and she, you don't go off with this stuff, man. and she decided, like, she's like, Batman, you talking crap? Because, like, that's my name. And in GTA, I designed myself as a Joker, and I love Batman. So, she's like, and I'm like, I was just quiet. I think I said that again. And then I pulled up IMDb. pulled up the Dark Knight Rises quotes. So I copied and pasted them into global chat. So I started saying like what Bane says, like where he's like, I'm like 310, like take back and like get it from all the unjust and the corrupt and the wicked and stuff like that type of deal. And it was like we come not as liberators, but or come not as conquerors, but as liberators, something like that. Whenever someone would talk, like say like shut up or something like that, and I put, and do you accept this man's resignation of all the unjust? And like it was really funny because by the time, or like I put like well, by the time I was done with that, everyone was like, where is he? Find him! Kill him! It was, they were just raging in global, so I enraged the entire server. So, but they couldn't find me because I already pre-planned that ahead, and I put myself at the corner of the map. So there was no way they could find me. By the way, I'm very good at stealth in these games, so, and just thinking ahead. So, I decided after, I think I left the server, went to go play with some other friends. I came back to that server. When I came back, Rick Grimes was the Alpha Tribe. Well, I'm getting too ahead of myself. Before I left the server, I'd messaged Skis, and I told him, do you feel in charge? And he's like, do you feel helpless? I'm like, and this gives you power over me? And he didn't really have anything to say after that, from what I know. I don't think. And so from there, what did I do? I think from there, it got, I had trolled a while and did a bunch of stuff and ran around and stuff. So I didn't like really leave the server. I just logged out on the corner of the map, I think. And I think I went to my friend's server and then I came back. And by this time, Rick Grimes was in power. And I'm more like Morgan, where I don't agree with his methods. I don't know if you've watched The Walking Dead. But oh, well, there's this one scene where Rick goes and he kills other people before they attack them, because he's like, we gotta kill them even though they're like not a threat to them. He's like, we gotta kill them, like it's kill or be killed. Yeah. So he goes and Morgan's like, he's like all life is precious type of person. Like, he learned the ways of this one monk that he ran across in the zombie apocalypse, who retrained him in that way. And so he's like crying while they're killing everyone. So, anyways, that caused more problems for them in the show, but, because, where was I? So I left the server, and then I came back. Rick Grimes was in power, and right when I joined the server, Skis, I think Skis was, and then Skis was down at my level where everyone hated him, because he was actually the one that was supplying those Chinese. It was really just people from his clan. I knew they weren't really Chinese, but that's what everyone called them. So I thought they were just something else. I didn't really think they were Chinese, but they since Rick was more the detective police type of role, he patrols the server type of deal. kind of was able to see these hackers per se and try captured some of them. But that was when I was back in his tribe. About what was it saying? So I left the server. I came back. Skis was down on my level, and immediately Rick had put a $6,000 chitin bounty on my head, alive. And then he put $1,000 for just my survivor token, because when you kill another survivor, you get their little token, which you can store if you want. I usually take pictures of it because then I know their exact player ID. But, anyways, so I digress. Just wanted to say that. But so Rick put a $6,000 bounty on my head. I came back to the server. I decided to put my name as Rick Grimes and put the exact same picture that he has after I Googled it. So he told the server, heads up, there's another Rick Grimes on this server. So then I changed it to the Governor, then I changed it to Negan, which is the new enemy in Walking Dead. Governor was an enemy to Rick in Walking Dead. And it was Morgan for a short time, because of that reason that I told you, that I'm more the opposite of him. But Morgan is still part of Rick's, squad in the show. But told you this was long. Anyways, I just want a video to point people to. Maybe I'll just edit this. So with Rick Grimes in power, and a bounty on my head, people were searching for me. So I decided to go off the radar. So I mean, they couldn't find me for 6 months straight. Like I knew, the way I did it is I killed myself to log out. I'd rank up, I'd build my little base, and then I'd go and jump in the water and kill myself. So that whatever they raided for my base, they would not get my body, because once you go unconscious, your body falls limp. Like I said with the first guy. So, on my raft and my base a couple times. I mean, I redesigned I actually re-edited my character. I actually had the option of raiding Rick before I even was kicked from his tribe, because I felt like something was wrong the morning of. I knew something was up. Like I don't know how, but I took all the saddles off the dinosaurs, and then I realized, Rick's been a nice guy to me. I'll take the nice route, and I'll put everything back on there. And I was kicked that night, so it's kind of a mercy thing. But I was running for 4 months, or 6 months. I finally got tired of it because no one could find me. It was just boring, and I mean, considering that a lot of the stuff that you do gets ruined. I couldn't really. I mean, I could build up to a point, but I couldn't really attack Rick hard. But that's what I was gonna tell you. Also, while I was running for 6 months, I joined a tribe with another guy. I changed my character, a different name, like I did with the Steam profile. Changed it to a completely different alias. Blocked out all my previous names by entering my name multiple times so that no one could know that I was previously Batman. And I joined this guy's tribe. And he was actually from Croatia. Turns out he's growing weed in his basement. And he's like, yeah, I don't leave the weed in my house, because it's illegal and stuff. I just play Ark. So I was like, alright, man, whatever, it's cool. So, kind of showed me the ropes, thinking I was a new player. Too far. then I knew something was up, and again, because I checked his body and he had handcuffs on him, and I knew that was unusual. I knew that he probably knew that I wasn't who I said I was. So I could have put the handcuffs on his body and handcuffed him and totally ruined him from the inside out, but I didn't. Again, chose the nice route. So I logged in the next day after work, and I'm in a cage, as predicted. And, you know, the guy's like, you know, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, what's going on and whatnot. And I think I finally told him. He's like, I didn't know I was harboring the Batman. And so I was like, yeah, I'm smart like that. But I didn't get my character high enough to do stuff. So I got tired of running, so I decided to play. I decided to let them catch me by saying something that was both ambiguous and kind of like not blatantly obvious, like I'm here. You know, that would be too stupid. I mean, I kind of said, oh, it's an interesting bridge named, you know, over here by this tribe. Then that's all I said in global. Instantly, within 1 minute, there were 10 Argentavises at my position. 10. And they were all looking for me. So, one of the guys, they all left stupidly, because I was standing on the bridge. One of the guys actually did manage to find me, kept messing with his arrows. I finally let him grab me on low health, decided to log out. Because with Argentavises you can pick up people, and they can't really do anything about it. I mean, they can pike your bird and like kill it, but it takes a while. So what I did was I got on my Argentavis, and or no, he picked me up. And if you're in an Argentavis, his claws, technically you can't do anything. But if you log out and log back in, your body actually falls. And there is a way to drag your body with an Argentavis, but I presume that he didn't do that, so I did that, and I said, well, I'm not going to go to the base on health, that would just be stupid of me. So I decided to do that and kill myself, and I told Rick I was at the Red Spire base, or the Red Spire, because there's a Red Spire, Green Spire, and a Blue Spire. We can actually fight each other. At the time, we were actually, when I was in Rick's tribe, we were actually farming chitin from the broodmother by luring it into a pre-made building where every time you spawn the broodmother, it drops other spiders. And so we would just kill the spiders with a wolf and get chitin from it, where all the broodmother was trapped in a, you know, thing until she despawned, or we killed her. So that's why he had all that chitin. So he, interestingly enough, Rick, what happened? He came to the Red Spire. I told him where I was. And oh, I didn't tell you about the time I did pike his 2 rafts. There's one metal raft that he left open, and I piked it, and it was USS F. Bass, I believe. So I destroyed that. Yeah, and then I shot a flare. He's like, "Whose flare is that?" In global, I'm like, I waited. I'm like, "Mine, Rick." And I'm like that, and I said something about his raft. And then I think I logged out because I was like, I don't know, but I was like, basically, don't mess with me. And so he kind of, I think he got a little, he doesn't, it's weird with this guy. He doesn't get, like, irritated, like, he knows it's just a game, but he gets to a point where he thinks I'm creepy, but I'm not. Like, I get that I can be, but when you, like, mess with me like that, that's when I take it, you know, I troll the ends of the earth. But, so anyways, I let them pick me up. I decided to play the scene from The Dark Knight Rises when Bane gets caught. He's like, was it part of your plan to get caught? It's like, of course. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. I was basically telling him, I'm going to ruin you in the long term, regardless if you caught me now or not. And I let you catch me. So, anyways, I played that, and I played the different scenes where Talia is like, you see, Bruce, it's the slow knife, the knife that takes its time, the knife that waits years without forgetting, the knife that slips quietly between the bones. That's the knife that cuts deepest. Same thing, same principle. I'm gonna ruin you in the long run. Said some other pivotal stuff from the movie that kind of reiterated that. He's like, oh, it's nice. And then like he started playing some satanic stuff because he's atheist, but he knows I'm a Christian. Like I think children are a blessing from God. He thinks they're what do you call them? They're like devils, or like a curse, or something like that. Like stuff. I'm like, dude, what you're talking about. Like, and anyways, he's mage too, by the way. So I think he lives down in Florida, so I know what time he logs off and everything. So he puts me in a cage and he starts playing all that Satan stuff. I just sit there. I know. I let him catch me, and that's the only message I wanted to deliver, was that I was going to ruin you in the long run. So he puts me in a cage, builds a building around me, makes that building out of metal, puts an AC in there. So I'm in there for real time, 4 to 6 hours. So every time, because you're standing your water and your food drain, so if your water and your food drain, you can actually die. So the way to do that, he has to like come back in, hit you in the head with a club, and remotely feed you like as if you were taming something or you were like a dinosaur or whatnot, and you know, you're feeding it or whatnot. So he basically, what he does is he weighs down your inventory. He put a bunch of like rocks on me so I couldn't move, put handcuffs on me, put me in a cage, then built a building around me, made it out of the metal, then put an air conditioner in, and would occasionally come back, knock me out, and feed me. And this building was outside his main base, because I was hoping that if I got caught, maybe he would be stupid enough to put me inside his main base. His new main base that he had made, because he had gotten raided by Skis here, and that's when Skis kind of went down the hole. But he didn't. He was smart. Put me outside the base. I called in a guy who's an alpha tester of the game Ark, and he actually became a tester because I don't know why, but he like, I asked him if there's any way to get to this guy, and if there's no way, I mean, I assume myself an alpha tester pretty much, because I mean, I called him in and I said, could you get me out? And he thought it was just some simple, go here or there type of deal. Oh, but it wasn't. It was like, it was a lot harder. So I don't think he ended up coming, but he didn't like save me or whatnot. So, like, so much for that. But I did get in my game, which is what I was kind of hoping for. It's kind of all part of the plan, you know. And like saying I'm trapped. Help! Someone help me! I'm trapped in this server. Oh, hey, we'll come help you. Now I've got an army. Giving me an army. No go. What Batman says. You've given me an army. No go. Lead an Exodus. In case we don't make it. Or something like that. So, like, take the kids out the side of the city. Anyways. Where was I? Oh, when I was in with that creation dude, I was thinking about attacking the other tribe, Rick's tribe, with his tribe. With his one-man tribe. I didn't do that. I should have, but I didn't because, again, I was too nice about it. But that's what this guy that was an alpha tester said he used to do. He'd join games, help people out, and just, like, attack other tribes and, like, rage them on other people. Like, join a tribe, attack them, and then, like, have all the tribes ticked off at each other, and it was only because this one guy joined. It was really funny. But they kind of have control. They can, like, it's all politics, really. It's a lot of politics, which is what Rick did. There's a lot of politics manager type of deal, like, as far as game-wise. Wasn't actually into politics. I don't know if he really was into politics, but... Anyways. Where did I... Almost done. So, I knew what time Rick logged off. So, I decided, you know, I knew he logged off around 10 p.m. my time, which is around 12 p.m. his time, or whatever it was. I don't know, he got off around 10 on my time. Or something like that. So, when he got off, his clan members, of course, didn't know how to feed me, per se, so if you thrust with your hands with the and drain your stamina with the cuffs on, it takes about 30 minutes to kill yourself, depending on how, if you have like a 100 health, but if you upgrade your health, it's like a lot longer. I'm pretty sure I had lowered my health for that purpose, just for being caught, but I lowered my health, and I got out, and after he logged off, like, haha, muahaha, like in the globe, like, nothing can keep the Batman type of deal. I don't really say anything, but I got out, this is when I changed my character. I changed my character, and I think I joined the other guy's base. I'm not sure, but I started my own clan. And got all new members, and because I was under another character, and told him not to talk to Global and all that kind of stuff. Rick found my base. Rick, over time, you know, Rick decided to, because he finally figured out who I was, I guess, per se. And because you can set it up where you can see their Steam names and their Steam, so that's why I had to change my Steam name. So found out where it was, decided to come and raid me. Told me after he raided me that my base is nice and covered in blood. Really weird stuff, but whatever. Kinda stayed on that server a little bit, but then kinda went. Still friends on Steam. He tells me to go raid skis because he finds skis on another server. Finds exactly what tribe he's in through the people he knows. And so I joined the server, and I was gonna go raid him, but I just didn't. I never really got around to it. Okay, so Rick starts up a 7 Days to Die, another survival game with zombies. So he's playing on that. I decide one day, months later, I was like, yeah, I'll join him. So, or I'll get him back, or I don't know if it was a month later or weeks later. But I joined him, joined his server, looked on the website because the website tracks player movement. Looks for Rick Grimes' name, tracked his movement, the most movement he had in one specific area, and that's where I knew his base was. So I looked and I saw that he had other members on, and this was the area that his base was in. Sure enough, I find his base. I get in there, take everything out. Then I attract the zombies, and I basically let them destroy the base from the, inside out as much as possible. And then I told him his base tasted nice. It was covered in blood. What he told me. So he gets all. I mean, he's like, oh, you're still like angry about that? Like, that's like months ago or whatnot. And I don't know. It's just funny because, he was all quiet about it, like, like all calm, and then we started talking, and then he got all frustrated, and he's like, all right, I'm unfriending you, like he got frustrated. I'm like, all right, so I unfriended him, and I unfriended him first, and then he blocked me, and that was that, and that's happened before. So he's like, yeah, you're creeping me out, blah blah blah, and I was like, I don't just travel servers, my friend. I travel games. If you screw with me. So that's pretty much the end of the story. That was a lot.